To Physics 4.3 on qualitative collisions. Today you're going to be looking at collisions. Hopefully you've already found some in your playing with cars, and you're going to be using simulations to actually start to figure out the math. So there are three types of collisions, and hopefully you found all three. The first is an elastic collision. Elastic collisions are when objects collide and bounce off each other in a collision. These are bouncy. Inelastic collisions are when objects collide and stick together after the collision. These are sticky. And then you have explosions. Explosions are when objects start out together and then push apart or separate. It's called an explosion. Okay, so these go boom. So let's look at several types. Elastic collisions, you could have a before where you have a small object moving, hits a larger object not moving, and after, they literally just transfer the velocity. Okay. You could have a large object moving quickly, hitting a small object, which makes the small object like shoot off into outer space. You could have a small object moving quickly, hit a big object, and both of them move afterwards, right? And sometimes that happened when you were playing with the cars. You could have two objects moving toward each other. Notice that you do have to worry about direction, right? And they could bounce off of each other because this is a bouncy collision, it's elastic, and their velocities change. You could also have two objects moving toward each other, same mass, same velocity, and it is literally like bumper cars. They bounce back with the opposite velocity. Inelastic collisions are when they stuck together. So if you have two objects coming toward each other, same mass, same velocity, sometimes they'll just stop. Sometimes you'll have a big object moving fast, hits a object of the same size, and when they stick together, they move, but now they have to move slower, like picking up something heavy as you're running. An inelastic collision, you have something small moving very slowly, hits something really, really big. It could virtually stop, or it could move so little it doesn't really matter. You could have a really big object moving quickly, hit a really small object, and when the two of them combine, it just kind of slows down a little bit. Again, this would be like catching a football or a basketball as you're running. And then finally, you had an explosion. An explosion are where you have two things that are together, like the yellow and the blue yellow and blue squares. They're overlapping, they're combined right now, so they have a total mass. And then when they explode or push off each other or separate, the yellow goes one direction, the blue goes the other direction, and they have different velocities. So those are three kinds of collisions. You're going to play with a couple simulations. I am going to show those to you, but thanks for watching. So this is the first simulation that you're going to play with today. You do need to be on Introduction. If you go into Advanced, it creates all kinds of angles and things, and you don't want that. So you just want to play in the Introduction. You do want to turn on More Data down here at the bottom. You can move these around so that it's easier for you to see whatever you're doing. Your play button, your restart, and you do want to turn in the velocity vectors so you know what direction you're headed, and show the values, right? You don't necessarily have to show the values, and be sure the sound is off, please. Anyway, you're going to set masses and velocities. The position doesn't really matter. The position is just how far apart they start. And when you push play, they collide and they bounce back, and it tells you their mass and their new velocity. So if we restart, it tells you their velocity ahead of time. You push play and stop, and it will tell you their velocity after. Okay, so this is one collision. This is elastic that you're going to use. Then you're going to do the same kind of thing with an inelastic. And then you're going to go to this one. And this is a collision cart. It does all three: elastic, inelastic, and explosion. And but you can only have masses of 1, 2, and 3. And velocities, positive velocity, remember, is to the right, and negative velocity is to the left. Okay? So hopefully you'll have fun playing with these today. Thanks for watching.